Hi, I'm Sarah Linton from Equine Therapies and Saddle Fitting. I'm going to show you now how to measure your horse. So what I've got here is a flexi curve. You can get these from stationery stores. What you want to do is write left and right on them, find the centre, and then I normally do about sort of 10 centimetres down on a couple of markings there, because obviously we're not going to use the whole thing for most of our measurements. But yeah, that middle and the left and the right is the most important. So where do we put this? That's a good point. Well, we've already got our horse marked here. So we know that that's the back of the scapula. This is how far the scapula comes back to when he's moving. So it's about 2.5 to 3 inches. Now what I always do is I measure my fingers, because then I always know how wide my fingers are. So my 3 fingers relaxed is 2.5 inches. So I know that I've always got that there. So basically that's 2.5 inches right there. So we're going to put the flexi curve on. We'll make sure the left's on the left side, the right's on the other side. Line it up in the middle. And this comes down to that second 10 centimetre spot. And you have to make sure it's facing down to the ground. So we don't want it on that angle or that angle. We want it facing down that way. And then you're going to hold it at the top and smooth it down. Remember, we want our horse standing square as possible in front. And then when we take it off, we lift it off like that, okay? So when they get old, or the cheaper ones, they tend to move a lot more. But yeah, if it's a newish one, it will stay nice and firm. So then what we want to do, I'm down to the second 10 centimetre mark on here, because this is an extra long flexi curve. Generally I go for, I think this one's a 60 centimetres maybe. I can't remember what this one is. But yeah, you won't need one probably as long as this one. So if we hold onto it like that and we mark it with the pen on the inside, mark where the middle is and put left and right on there. And then I write with it. And obviously we're going to put the horse's name on here and the date, which is now. So that will give us a guideline to our gullet sizes. If you had a Wintex saddle, I'll just show you these ones. You can buy these little measurers. I think they do them for some other brands of saddles as well. But yeah, so if you're going to do this, this is the area that needs to be touching the horse. This area here. So you put that on in the same spot, make sure it's touching in those areas, and then that would give you the gullet size. So with these ones here, what you can do is you can get gullet templates, and then you can match it up against that, or else you could cut that out and take it with you and sit it in front of the saddle to give you a guideline where the tree points are coming down. So the next measurement that I do is the back of the saddle area. So we're going to do this around T18 where it comes up and meets the spinous processes. You're going to do it exactly the same way. It doesn't matter so much if he's not perfectly square here. We can get him to stand up a little bit better, but it won't make a lot of difference to the measurements in this area. The most important one is the one in the front called standing square. So we're going to take that off and mark that on our page and do exactly the same thing. Mark the middle, left and right, and we're going to put T18 back of saddle area. Just in case you're not exactly on T18, we've got a guideline. So that is a guideline to the shape of the panels at the back of the saddle area. So if you've got a saddle that's too angled, you'll get more pressure in certain areas. So we want it to follow that same shape. The other thing I do is the length of the back. Not many people do this. I had to try and find a way that was consistent, and with having these landmarks it is. So I go from the junction here of the back of the scapula and the shaft of the ribs to where the spinous processes and the T18 comes up, and I just run my tape measure across there. Average horse is 18 inches. Fluffy's 19.5. Now if you wanted to, you could also do your panel shape as well, and you could put your flexi curve along the middle of the back, and that would give you the panel shape going that way as well. I don't tend to bother doing that, but if you wanted something you could take away with you, you'd obviously get a bigger piece of paper and you could do that, because that's where it's contacting on the horse's back. I find it easier just to get trial saddles in and go from there. So I would be choosing the middle of that area there to do that one. Okay.